Here we have verse 6 of the 21st chapter of the Gospel of John. The disciples have been fishing all night. They're weary from their efforts, and now this mysterious character shows up on the shore and calls out to them asking if they've caught any fish. And we don't have any intimation from John yet that they suspect that this is Jesus, although we don't know what may have been coursing in their minds. But one way or another, the answer, of course, is in the negative. And then Jesus gives this command that we have here. So we have ho, this is the article, used idiomatically in Greek occasionally to be the pronoun, in this case the masculine singular nominative, so we'll render it he. And then epen, from lego I say, third person singular, aorist active indicative, so he said, postpositive de, showing a modest conjunction, but he said autois, indirect object. This is the dative, plural, masculine, so he said to them. Then we have a command. This is in the imperative, is the second person, plural, aorist active imperative, so cast, it's from balo, balate, cast. Ace, preposition, takes the accusative, and so we have the accusative plural, ta dexia. This would be the right. Mare is also accusative plural, so onto the right sides is the idea, or the right portions, literally, the mera, the portions or the parts. So cast into the right sides, then the direct object is to diktuon, the net. It's the right sides of the boat, so we have the genitive singular of this neuter noun, actually, the right sides of the boat, the net. So this is the command that Jesus gives to them. Cast the net into the right side. We can imagine they'd probably cast the net on both sides of the boat multiple times through the evening and morning hours, but now, of course, they hear this command, and for some reason they decide to obey it. And Jesus says, heuresita, this is from heurisco. It means I find. Eureka is the famous announcement from Archimedes, you may remember. I found it. Principle of displacement. Well, this is the same verb here. Heuresita. This is the future of that verb, so second person plural, future active indicative, and you will find. So the assurance is that if they cast their net on the other side of the boat, they're going to have the success. Well, they do so. So epalon, this is the third person plural, second aorist active indicative. So they cast, therefore, un, postpositive, kai, ukedi, no longer, it's an indeclinable adverb, no longer it. This is the accusative neuter, singular, pronoun referring back to the net, which is also neuter. And so no longer it. And then helkusai. This is from helkuo. It means to drag. It's used invariably in connection with moving something that is offering no cooperative effort on its own. So to drag something, it's sometimes translated draw, but it means to draw as in drawing water from a well. The water isn't helping much, or drawing a sword out of its sheath. Again, the sword isn't doing any of the work. Jesus actually uses this in John 6. No one can come to me unless the Father draws him, but the sense of it is drags him. It's a monergistic work on God's part to draw people, drag them to the Father, as it were, drag them to Jesus. So no longer it, to drag, and then iskuon, a word that means to be able. It's something similar to dunatai, similar idea. So they were not able. It's the third person plural, imperfect active indicative. So they were not in a state of being able to draw it any longer. And the reason for that is given here. Apo, the preposition, takes the genitive from to plethos. The word means an abundance of something. From the abundance of, and then tone, ichthuon, from ichthus is the word for fish, the plural genitive, they were not able to do so because of the abundance of the fish. So, of course, a signal miracle once again takes place, rather strikingly similar, of course, to that miracle that occurred right at the beginning of the discipleship career of these men, and now, as if to punctuate it, a similar thing happens, and of course that'll become the context for the ensuing conversation.